up, guys? This is a video that I wanted to make because Marathon's coming out, and I'm excited about it. I would like to play it. Marathon's coming out, and I'm super excited about it because it is PvP focused. I mentioned it before in some of my Destiny 2 videos that one of my biggest issues with Destiny 2 is that I have to play PvE to grind for the weapons that I want to use in PvP. I like single player, and I like to be competitive if possible. And there just really isn't a great single player competitive experience for Destiny 2. Now, what I've heard about Marathon is that that is still true, which is sad. I am excited about it, nevertheless, because I like the classical Bungie IPs. I loved Halo. Didn't actually play Marathon, but I think it's super interesting how closely it is sort of, I guess, I've heard it's close sort of in spirit or in essence to Halo, which you could argue is sort of somewhat close in essence to Destiny. So they say it's a class-based shooter. I think you do pick a hero. I don't like Overwatch. It's too cartoony. I don't like that the classes are heroes and that you're very much locked into that one character and their kit. So I do like the idea of a class-based shooter. I like Destiny 2 over Overwatch for that reason. You can tune it and make it your own, but I do also like the idea of making it like represent you and your identity, and that's important to me. And I do think that this is sort of maybe a mix between a class and a hero-based shooter. From what I've heard, it sounds like you are sort of picking a hero, but you will be able to customize the kit and the loadout a little bit, but you're still kind of playing that identity, which I don't like. Like, I feel like for a PvP, you should be able to play your character. So I don't know if that's true. I'm looking forward to the reveal tomorrow, see if we can find out more. But if it is more class-based, then that's awesome. Like, I'm really looking forward to that idea of just being able to like have something similar to Destiny in that it's a class-based shooter. But yeah, now it's an extraction shooter. I've heard. I don't know what that means at all. I have not played an extraction shooter. So hopefully that's a game mode I can get into because it looks exciting. I like the artistic look of it, the aesthetic. Again, I like the universe, I like the lore, and I like that it's FPS with a PvP focus, but it's not Overwatch. It's not too hero focused. So a lot to like here. It's coming from Bungie, but I'm nervous about a couple of things. So yeah, the extraction shooter, is that going to be fun? I imagine it will be. I'm not too worried about that. Dedicated servers, by the way, I heard they're going to have dedicated servers, which is huge, and huge for the PvP community and huge for competitive gameplay. It's going to be huge to help anti-cheat. Huge request. Focus on anti-cheat in terms of latency. And what I mean by that is like player reaction time is maybe a better word than latency. I think it's really, really easy, frankly, to identify cheaters based solely on their reaction time. If they have subhuman reaction time consistently, they're cheating. I don't actually care if they have an aimbot. Now, you're not going to catch all cheaters this way, but importantly, you're going to catch the only cheaters that actually matter. I don't actually care if they're running an aimbot, as long as that aimbot has to pretend to be a human in terms of its reaction time to not get caught, and so it's running, 250 plus millisecond response times. If they're running 250 plus millisecond response times, then I can deal with it as a human player, and I don't care that I have 100% accuracy. I can still challenge them and win matches, win duels, a lot of the time, as long as the reaction time is human, right? So the simplest thing that you can possibly do to make a game fair is just put like a detector on reaction time. If players are consistent, it's one thing if you like spike. First of all, sometimes you get lucky. You can just flick shot and not really be paying attention and get it, and it'll be less than 200. But you're not going to do that consistently. So if you're consistently getting sub 200 millisecond response times and you're consistently accurate with that, that means your brain is processing information faster than any human brain should be capable of doing, and therefore you are cheating. You know what I mean? Or you're an alien, which is not impossible because they're here. I don't know if they're signed in, but they're definitely here. So anyway, that would be one request, is that when you guys are focusing on cheaters, just focus on that. Just focus on response time and flag anyone who's consistently sub 250 milliseconds. I would say do some digging, figure out what's normal. I'm sure you can plot a curve. Just record some data, plot a curve. Anything that's an outlier, like just fucking or put an artificial limit. Like I don't know how you would even do that, but because you can't, like, you'd have to be able to see when it was possible for them to have seen the player and then react. But you could do something like that, like. You could do line of sight tests. So like in World of Warcraft, they would have LOS tests to use abilities. So you could do something similar and just be like, look, this player should not have been able to see that other player. And it may be a little bit tricky because, there was one time where I actually was able to like see a player's shadow, right? And was able to predict when they were coming and shoot faster. So it's going to be hard. But even that, just I would say just fine. Just know that occasionally it's the same idea. Occasionally they're going to be able to get lower latencies, lower response times. But again, the key is consistency. If they're consistently pumping out that much. So one thing you can do is put it like on a cooldown. Like if your AI or if your system detects that they shouldn't have seen the remote player at the time that they fired, they shouldn't have had a chance to see the player and respond. And then basically, instead of like hard banning them, you can just block the next time. So the next time they go to fire, that the server goes, okay, you have not, based off what we know of your environment and your state, you should not have had time to react to the LOS break or to the LOS gain, right? So it's like as soon as that you gained LOS, you have not had 250 milliseconds to respond. So we're just going to either delay the fire or stop it completely. And then it'll be a little bit frustrating because every once in a while, a player will get a shot dropped that they didn't think deserved to be dropped. But on the flip side of that, cheaters will be like hard negated. You know what I mean? And I would much rather play a game where like 1 out of 100 shots I fire gets wrongfully rejected than have to play with cheaters. I would much rather play in that environment. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's something I'd like to request for the game. If we can do that, make that possible, I think it'd be dope. But yeah, super, super duper excited for tomorrow and for the announcement and for the game. I would request also some sort of a rumble, some sort of a one-player mode that is competitive. I know that is not a thing that you guys support, but it is something that I would like to see. So, pause background, play background. From the creators of Halo and Destiny, become a runner, extraction shooter, compete for survival. So you're competing for survival, but are you competing with each other? I don't know. Riches, renown, cool weapons, stuff, hopefully. Yeah, anyway, I'm super excited and looking forward to it. Definitely going to be recording some videos with it. That's it, guys. Peace out. Peace out.